Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. And thank you, Diane, for that. It's always helpful when you have a person that's like wants to hear your insight. I mean, these readings are a little bit different. For those of you that are new to my channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. I like to not just look and see what's going on the surface, because a lot of times on what's going on the surface is bullshit. It's not, it's a facade, it's an illusion. And we know what we feel. However, a lot of times we don't trust what we feel. And that's what happens when we've been in environments that are imbalanced. An imbalanced connection is anyone that tries to make you settle for less than what you deserve. An imbalanced situation looks different in the different situations. So, it could look like suppression, it can look like domination. It's all, again, ways to make you give up your power. So a lot of times we don't even realize how we give up our power. We unconsciously do it. Now, your power is considered your time, your energy, your focus, and your money. So again, if we were to look at the tarot cards, it would actually represent the magician. Like you have everything that you need inside of you. However, we perceive that we don't. There's parts of ourselves that are wounded. And those wounded parts of ourselves are suppressed real aspects of who we are. Part of our identity is parts of ourselves that if we've rejected that part, then there's a shadow and we have disconnected and disassociated from it. However, it's that energy that has the power to manifest your life experiences. So you'll attract people and situations that hold the karmic theme that's associated with that energetic imprint, right? So when we're talking about a soul's imprint, we're talking about a soul's wound. Imprints are just, we all go through experiences, and those experiences are considered spiritual, and they're to help us learn, to help us transcend the limitations of our own mind, because we all grow up in family karma and ancestral karma, and then there's the collective karma, which really brings us further away from ourselves. So the key is to become the energy of unconditional love. And that's the energy of the universe. It's the energy of God. It's the energy of unconditional love and all character that is derived from unconditional love. So the reading is not just obviously about what's your person going to do, though we always look at that. It's more less again about seeing what are the karmic themes that keep playing out within your life. Like, what do you need to do to heal? Because a lot of times we're bound to people and situations that just don't give us anything. They don't feed the connection. It's like sometimes we have actually formed karmic connections that actually drain our energy, and it's because you're connected to a person that doesn't want to give, that wants to stay in a low vibration. And then it's like, why am I stuck to this person? And it's like, and when really, again, it's because you haven't integrated the spiritual lesson. And so healing is really a 3-part system. It's the awareness, and it's the seeing what you need to do to integrate, learn. So what are you going to do this differently? And then it's actually doing it. So, once you heal, you don't just heal your relationships. A lot of times you'll heal other aspects of your life, because being connected to someone like that keeps you in a low vibration, right? And so whenever you're like stuck in a low vibration, you're always going to manifest, situations that make you feel inadequate, not enough, not good enough. Again, just keep you stuck in an energy of fear, which is obviously the opposite of the energy of the universe. I don't know why Spirit decided to open up the reading this way. Maybe, again, we're going to see clues once I actually do the reading. Now, if you want to enter into a free reading with me, gotta like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. Again, people create facades, illusions when they're wounded. And you might say, well, why do I even want to know what their wounds are? Because then you're able to take the focus off yourself. A lot of times, being connected to a person that continually projects that you're the problem, you know that you're not the problem, but there's still a part of you that's like, I haven't learned the spiritual lesson. So I feel like I'm still the problem, even though I'm not the problem. And it may be, again, not the problem, but that this is all I can have. This is what keeps happening. So being able to see the situation from a different perception allows you to break free from that, allows you to say, well, this is the reason why I put the energy back to that, and then still say, why did I attract it? However, then your spiritual lesson is within that. So it's being able to see the situation differently is helps you to get rid of that trigger, the emotional trigger that it happens when you're dealing with a karmic. All right, so the word of the video is hopelessness. So again, I feel like you're connected to someone that feels hopeless. And it's because I feel like you're connected to someone that never really saw your strength, didn't see you for who you truly are. And I feel like you're someone that is very strong. I feel like for whatever reason, this person felt like you had it easy. Life is easy, that you're too confident in yourself. You're too, and it triggered this person. They wanted you actually to like come down a few notches. So I feel like they didn't treat you well. We're going to see how they didn't treat you well, but now it's almost like, I can't fix this. The hopelessness, which really they can fix it, but it would require them to step it up a notch, right? Make them change. So the hopelessness is, I'm stuck in a place of victimization. We'll see what else is going on in this person's life where, again, they seem to not have cared at one point. Now all of a sudden they're caring. Why is that? So again, the magical realism. I feel like someone's still watching you, and they're watching you be able to really create the life that they see that you're going to be come into success, that you're able to create the life and the life experiences that you want to have. And it's because you don't abandon yourself. I feel like this person came into your life and they never gave you enough, but and they never gave you enough, but it didn't really matter because you were creating your life again. And this person, they undervalued you because the way that you create your life is like really unstructured. It's through the creative mind, and the creative mind is not logical. It's not, so this person might have been watching you, and maybe you're an influencer and they didn't think that you were going to do well, or you are into music and they didn't really think that you were, or an actress, something within the creative arts that there is no structured way. It's through our unique individuality. It's living our passion. It's just, again, living from a totally different way, where this person gets caught up in the bling bling, in like what people have. And I feel like that's not, you sacrificed a lot to do what you love. And so the fruits of doing what you love are like, this person sees that now that you're going to create it. But when they first met you, they again didn't really understand what you were doing, didn't think thought that you were just being lazy, or that it was some bullshit job, or someone was supporting you, like, again, because it was unstructured. So they disconnected from, again, the wisdom and the knowledge is that there's a higher knowing. And the higher knowing when you meet someone is that you're a part of my soul's family. But they didn't like look at it like through a spiritual perspective. They just knew that this was a connection where they were passionate. But like I said, I felt like they feel like they didn't respect the connection. So I want to pull two more from this deck, which is, again, this person, I feel like tended to really care about what other people like saw, right? So being connected to someone that has a lot of money, that lives a certain lifestyle, is important to this person. And it's because there's a lack within inside of themselves, because we don't create our life through being like, you look like you have, like, live in a nice house and drive a nice car, drive, like, you look like it, so now I'm going to give you a chance, instead of this person saying, I have a connection to you, but I don't really like the fact of your job. I don't like the fact that you don't wear all name brand clothes. I don't care, because it's a reflection of me. Whoever I'm with is a reflection of me, and I like to look, again, perfect, but only a person that feels like lack, or a person that feels inadequate, feels the need to be perfect, because there is no perfect. Here it is, you are creating yourself. And that's an unique unfoldment process that the divine is helping you to do, that, to find your way. And this person, like, didn't understand it. So whatever they've created, they've always created more from the ego, from what it looks like. So relationships don't really last, because we don't create, we can, first of all, we can't create a healthy relationship if we feel like we're inadequate. And a person that only needs to be seen as perfect, like, my life is perfect because of all the money that I have, but there's a lack because I don't have deep, rich relationships, because I don't feel as if people connect to me, or relationships don't work out for me. They may always blame it on other people, but there's a sense that they can't have love. And here it is, you are the energy of love by creating yourself and doing what you love. So again, this person is like, again, almost got triggered by what you were doing again, and judged it. Shame. Again, only a person that has shame needs to, again, seem perfect, because shame is like flawed, is not good. It's lacking. It means that there's something wrong. So, like I said, this person cared a lot about what things looked like, put a lot of stock, and that happened way before they even dated. It's because they grew up in an environment where there was a lack. It was poverty consciousness. So maybe, again, there could have been money, but not enough for the extras, not enough for comfortability. And everybody back in the day had more judgments about what the Joneses were doing. Now the Joneses are crazy. The Joneses had, there's all different types of families. There's all different types. Anything goes. Like, it's more of a, it's a different time, but back in the day, that's not what it was. So it's like this poverty consciousness, which is really not enough, when really the universe is abundant. And when you go out into the world, you connect to that abundance. Again, this person has anxiety and worry, because if we're trying to be perfect, well, then there's always a feeling of inadequacy. And then when this person's around you, you actually trigger them, because there's feelings. So what happens if a person, again, is triggered, and they, again, feel like there's something wrong with them, then there's a sense that they don't deserve love. Remember, shame. I'm not good enough. I don't have. So the actual feeling that they have for you, but they're not going to show that. If anything, they're going to overcompensate by giving you a lot less, because they're trying to convince you that of how much they don't really care, even though they do care, hoping that you're going to, again, show them how much you do care, to, like, per se, fight for the relationship, which is ridiculous. So I feel like what just happened was, after a long time, you just got tired of being sad and sorry from being in a relationship. And this person is now in a place of sad and sorry, because they didn't think that you were going to react the way that you did. Which is it's almost like, this is what a psychological reversal is. This is when a person feels like there's something wrong with them, how they sabotage a relationship, how they really believe that they're not deserving of love. And so you're not going to see high morals here. you're not. You're going to see like the worst characteristics here, because shame, the person then that keeps on doing things where they sabotage themselves to bring more shame into their life, which cuts them off further from love. It disconnects them from self, so they're no longer awake. So again, things ruins. So again, it's almost like everything that this person goes through every few years, it's almost like there's always a tower moment, because nothing's built on truth, and everything, like again, just falls away, and almost like making room for what they deserve. But again, but it's almost like this person never learns. But so again, that's why that happens. So instead they focus on like betrayal or what they're losing, instead of learning the lesson, meaning that every time you create a facade about who you are, it's not going to last. It's only going to bring you eventually to shame, because you're not coming from your true self, your higher self, and there's a sense of feeling inadequate. So when a person feels inadequate, they don't just create facades, but they wind up sabotaging the connection, because again, they're coming from a place of fear, of believing that they're not lovable unless they create that facade. So the focus really is on not being loved. So unconsciously they get in their own way, and that's why they have anxiety. That's why they overstimulate. So their life doesn't, it never, it's a real root chakra imbalance. This person never creates any sort of strength, any sort of, not just strength, but a root chakra is support for themselves. And that's through the friends and through, our authentic connections, about growing ourselves, our true self. And that is, putting our energy into something that we love, or something that we're curious about, something that we want to learn, something that we want to do. But we're putting that energy into ourselves, and we're working on that, and we're becoming ourselves, and we're growing ourselves. And this is where the energy that you're in. Again, you're in that energy. Like I said, it's unstructured. It's like, because everyone has a unique identity. Their unique identity is through their own creative genius, which is intuitive. The higher self leads it. But this person does not come from that. They're living like the facade that there's something wrong with them. So they've created illusions, and nothing lasts from that. And so this person met you, and they had the opportunity to actually be in your life. But I feel like it's like you got tired of like being hurt. I feel like this person like kept hurting you emotionally. And, you like, now there's a sense that you don't even want to jump into a relationship. You're like, it's like, because you don't trust them. So it's like, and now this person's hurting emotionally right now. And they're hurting emotionally right now because, hey, they hurt you so bad that you walked away. Hey, they weren't thinking that was going to happen. They thought that, hey, they weren't going to need to give that much, and you were going to give them. And so they wanted you to act aggressively. They wanted you to act like, they wanted you to fight for the connection. But in that, they almost wanted you to degrade yourself to prove to them how much you cared, how much. And then on top of it, it's like they really, even if you would have done that, they wouldn't have given. But there was a sense of their own insecurity. So this is someone that's really living from their trauma, but that doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. We're going to pull from a different deck now and understand that a lot of times the more that a person cares and the more wounding that they have, the more self-sabotaging behaviorisms you're going to see. And you might say, well, why the hell do I want to even know this? And it's because you're a mirror of whom what comes into your life. So it's not so much that you're deserving of that, but it's how did that person make you feel? How did that person make you feel? Because they couldn't have made you feel bad, inadequate, not good enough if you didn't feel that way before they came into your life. So it's again, they wasted my time. Spirit says, did they, again, if there was something there in your life that you were passionate about, well, they wouldn't have wasted your time. They held a space in your life. What again? Why did you give them that space? Were you supposed to learn? Especially the person that left the relationship in ruins because again, I feel like that they didn't value the connection because hey, you didn't drive a fancy enough car, like I said, like you weren't going to look good enough for them. They didn't. There was something about you, whether it was a job, a hobby, something again that you're known for, that this person just really didn't understand. It's like they didn't see the fruits of your labor eventually like manifesting. They didn't see that. So, but that was then. The universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what that reasons are. It's like, so this person still has a connection to you. It's like they don't, it doesn't mean that they're surrendering to it, but there's like, obviously, like, you're triggering me. And you're triggering me because you're different from me. You didn't react the way I expected you to react. And now, I thought that you were this person. Now I'm seeing, that, like, again, a different perception of you. And that's mainly because you stood your ground. And so this person's like, but I still have feelings for you. So I'm trying to figure out why. What's the whole point? Because it's frustrating. I can't let go. I can't move forward. I can't let go. I'm stuck. And that's what I feel like this person is like. I'm stuck. It's like, because I do have feelings, but they found this relationship up. They feel hopeless because, hey, you're going to have to surrender your ego. You're going to have to like humble yourself. I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with my love. So again, this is what they truly feel. And you'd be like, don't look like that at all. At all. The person doesn't believe that they can have love. Doesn't mean that they don't have a desire. They have desire. Desire is passion. But unfortunately, it's what I perceive that you are because I feel the connection. So the imagination starts to go. But that's not really who you are. The problem is the person didn't give time. So again, that's not who you are. And so again, that would only lead to disappointment. And that's the problem, that this person doesn't. I long for your kisses and your touch. Again, more passion. Look at this. This is all that we've seen here going on. You see? It's like, because the ego is getting involved. And the ego is like, well, I haven't met anybody else that I have that. And the fact that you're holding back, so it's triggering their abandonment. Like, I can't have it. So it's making you more desirable. And then, but it's making this person think about you because it's, again, you're not giving in. This person, I think, it's like to see themselves through a certain perception, like they would like Don Juan, or maybe again like Lolita Lolo. I mean, I don't know if there's a person like that, but we're just make one up, and it's like everybody is enticed by my energy, like this, like how they perceive that they are. It doesn't mean that that's who they are, but we know that again, that's what's driving the bus here. It's all about passion. My inner child was wounded when my parents couldn't respond to me in the way I needed to them. I was reacting from that wound. So again, it's that this person, like you said, like there's imbalances within inside of them. The wounds are parts of ourselves that we've, again, detached from, parts of ourselves that were like, you created habits and behaviorisms to support what was happening during that time. So again, a wound is you're still holding on to that energy because you still unconsciously have those habits and behaviorisms that supported survival. And survival, when you're in a situation like, if, like, let's just say an alcoholic parent or a narcissistic parent or just an emotionally unavailable parent is not there, we adopt certain behaviorisms to compensate, to survive psychically, through the mind. However, now you're in a new situation. Your life is different, but you still have those habits and behaviorisms. But you're not aware that subconsciously you're holding on to, again, the fact that there was abandonment. So here it is, well, you're attracted to somebody that really couldn't show up. They had problems where they projected a lot of their problems onto you, expecting you to act a certain way, when really they have passion for you, but they're going to make you feel as if you're inadequate. They're going to make you feel because they can't show up. It's like this person overthinks. It's like, really, when we're in a relationship with someone, we may say, you feel like home. I feel like there's a bigger purpose to this connection. But you don't need to say, but I'm going to sit out now and try and figure it out. No, what happens is that you live life. You get to know each other intimately because because you both need to be, or should be, or are transparent with each other. And through life experiences that you're sharing together, you're becoming transparent. It's like, because you begin to create trust. This person, again, doesn't believe that they can even have love, so they're not even participating. They don't even realize that, we don't need to say, oh, there's a bigger purpose in life. Let me sit it out. Let me figure it out. No, we're seeing it. We're living it. We're creating that reason why. There's an internal knowing. It doesn't mean that we know what we're supposed to be doing. And we're not supposed to know until the now, until the moment, the unfoldment process when it presents itself. Not trying to figure things out before, because it's almost like, but this person wants to control the situation. It's like, and in that, they're not letting you in. I'm realizing this connection is something special and worth treasuring. And that's because, again, they're stuck. They're stuck. They're like, I can't move forward because there's a bigger reason to this connection. But again, I still have feeling. And they are learning, even though they're not really processing. It's because it's like, I feel like you're holding to a certain standard. You show up in my dreams. It helps me process buried memories, which is what I'm saying. It's like they're learning without knowing that they're learning. And it's because as long as they have a connection to you of love, it doesn't need to look like love. But that they truly, the divine knows this is really what you feel. It's going to bring them situations to help them heal. When I let myself go deeper into thoughts of you, I can feel my heart opening. So it's, again, this person knows that their heart is closed. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything that you say, and I replay our conversations in my head over and over and over and over again. So it's, again, reading into meaning that sometimes really isn't even there. I see you working to create change, and I'm proud of that. I want to do something with you, like create a mission with you. So like this person is watching you from afar. Their feelings of love are there. They don't know why there's a deeper connection. However, I feel like this person is someone that's very logical, very analytical, very business oriented, someone that can create, but someone that's not spiritual, someone that has gone through too many bad experiences within love to actually believe that they're deserving of love, and also that they've adapted to too many habits and behaviors that would just sabotage themselves. So it doesn't mean that there's not a connection. The connection is that it's like, I know that you're supposed to be in my life. I don't know what. I see, again, things are happening now. The fruits of your labor are like starting to manifest. And this person, again, is still very logical and very analytical to be like, well, I can see how I can fit into your life now. Because, again, part of that is their ego. So it's not like they're not proud of what you're doing and there's not passion, but everything's fragmented. They still haven't taken the time to get to know you. So there's the, I'm passionate about you. I've watched you from afar, and now I'm seeing everything that you're doing, and I see how I can benefit. And I don't want to sound like it's like that, but it's like I see how I could be in there, but why would you want to be there? It's like because now I see it. But I feel like this person did what they already did. So maybe you got a promotion in work, or maybe now you like cut a record deal, or maybe your YouTube page like blew up, or your Instagram, or something happened where they're like, oh, I didn't see that happening before. So it's again where they ruin the trust. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, but and all that holding back and all those games, it's again, they never came in, they never asked for forgiveness. So it's almost like you're angry because it's like, well, yeah, now you want to come back in. But it's like, and that's only because your self-image looks bad. So because now I see who you are, and whatever I'm creating, you see me that I'm in a higher standard, people are going to listen to me. Now you're going to be paranoid that I'm probably going to say something again, because all you care about is your self-image. Again, weren't with me to begin with because you didn't like my job, or you didn't like an element of what I stood for because it was unstructured. You didn't see the money. You didn't see it. It wasn't enough. Didn't make you look good enough, even though you knew who I was. So it's again, now you're seeing who I am. And now it's again, the passion is there because it's again, you're imagining what our connection would be like, but I don't feel that way anymore. There's a sense like that. It's like Virgo, because you're seeing this person. You were like, now you're with me for that, but you should have wanted to be with me from the very beginning. You didn't want to grow with me. And again, it goes back to parents, but I feel like this time it's again about now triggering you. How this person had abandonment. Well, again, this person triggered the abandonment that your parents gave to you by not being there, by not believing in you, by not, again, whatever it was that your dream, or again, they were like, oh, you don't want to work, or oh, it's not really going to work out, or you live in a dream, you live in a fantasy. But the thing is, you never let go of that love of what you wanted to do. And so again, there was a lot of judgment. A lot of people didn't believe in you. So again, we can see that the theme here would be forgiveness. Obviously, would be one spiritual thing that the universe is saying, like it's time that you have to forgive also, because you don't want to keep attracting people like this again that are not balanced. The key is balance. And when we're talking about balance, we're talking about people that are codependent, people that are balanced within their own life, where spirit says you weren't balanced enough in your own life at the time. So, and that was also learning to use your voice. And for some of you that maybe you guys are a singer, or do you use your voice in order within your job? Again, like it felt like some people were influencers or musicians or something within the arts that, again, I didn't believe in what you did. I believe that you were going to be starving artist, even though I had a connection to you. It's again, I just didn't really believe in you, which again triggered that connection to like, this is exactly like the love that I got from my parents, which is conditional. You'll love me if I have this type of job, if I have this, if I have something outside of me, which spirit says the key was to love yourself. And you like, that's why the fruits of whatever are manifesting, where everyone's like, oh, hello, friend. Hi, I've been here the whole time, when really you're like, no, you weren't. It's like you were never here for me. You never gave me a damn thing. If anything, you were lazy. You didn't give anything. You wanted me to do everything. You didn't know. It's again, I wasn't worth you putting the time and effort in, because hey, I wasn't going to make you look good enough. It's again, I like you held out for money. Again, you were looking around to see what was going to be, again, because the illusion is what means more to you, what everything looks like, because of your inadequacy, because of your shame, because of what you did. It's like, but the universe blessed you. And that's what this person never figured. So, like, again, like you held true to yourself, true to your labor paying off. The universe is making a way where there was no way just for you because you're, again, doing what you love, what you're passionate about. You took the risks. And this person, the only risk that they took was playing games, thinking that you were always going to be there. That's the risk that they took. You took risks on yourself. So again, and that's what you had to do. And where this person, like, I feel like whenever I pull fear of death, it's like this person, when a person doesn't know who they are, and when a person lives like from a low vibration, that there's always, like, again, a fear of death. It's like, but really that they need to, like, their ego needs to die. That's what really needs to die. But it's like this person, I feel like, because they don't really know who they are, it's like they don't know who they are because they don't create any new experiences for themselves, right? Here it is, you're creating new experiences for yourself. So really, it's not just fear of death, but it's fear of being alone. And so almost like you're on such a high vibration, and this person, like, didn't think that you were on a high vibration because, again, they based it on what everything looked like. That it didn't look good to this person. They were like, you're going to be homeless, you're not going to have money. And it's mainly not because of what you were doing. I don't think that they really understood what you were doing. But I think it was more or less like this person would never, ever live that way. They would rather take a job like that they hated and work 10 hours a day, 8 days a week, not work every day to make sure that they have money. They come from a place of lack, a place of poverty consciousness. Like, and that really, there is no poverty. The world is abundant. It's just if we live in an environment where that's what we're taught, and then we begin to live from that level of consciousness, well, then, what we see is what we know is what we believe. And so we're going to recreate the same type of experiences that keep us stuck. And here it is, you creating yourself. Like I said, that's when the universe makes a way when there is no way just for you. How do you think the people that grew up in a ghetto, like the NBA, they wind up in the NBA, now they're going all around the world, experience, or these people that become movie stars, like wound up how they started. Like Hilary Swank, for instance, grew up in a trailer park. How did she get out? She did what she loved. It made a way where there was no way. So again, when people see it in the beginning, you're around people that are on a low vibration. Doesn't mean that your energy was low. It means that you didn't see the fruits of your labor yet. You didn't create. So there was still a little bit of fear. So this person and saw that they didn't see that the divine was going to make a way and that you were going to come into success, and that they've never banked on themselves to do that. So death comes from really that. It's like when we don't have an identity. So this person's self-image being gone, it's like there's a death of that, because of really who they are. When really there needs to be an ego death. Again, judgment. Notice that this person, like, again, has judgment because they know they didn't give you anything. Pretty much. It's again that they obviously know that the whole point of a connection is to feel as if you're connected deep to a person. It's like they deliberately made sure that you wouldn't belong. Like, that's what it felt like. And so now they're in a place of stress because you've moved on. So they are been put in a position where spirit said, oh, they thought that they were going to be smart. This was a soul connection. It's not like it wasn't. The person knew the whole time, I feel a connection to you. Again, this love, this unconditional love. I mean, they've watched you from afar, okay? And it's like they have attachments, yes, but they've been watching you the whole time, and they've been watching you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. They expected you to act a certain way because of how they perceived you. You didn't do that. If anything, now they're stressed because, like you said, you look like you're going to have a better life. Now, again, somebody else is going to come into your life and offer you what you deserve. And that's why this person, like I said, feels hopeless, because they know that you're looking at them like, well, you didn't do anything. You didn't want to do anything. Now all of a sudden you want to be with me. Why? Because somebody else, because my life looks good. It's like when I, confronted you, it said that it was more like I was being argumentative. This person just trying to do everything to not give anything. Like said, they wanted you to react. They wanted you to give more. They wanted you to be. So if I give you less, of course you're going to confront me. You're going to say something. But they wanted you to lash out at them. They wanted you to be reactive. You weren't. And that's the thing. This person, again, like it said, isn't sadness, but that's because of the time you were sad. They didn't care. And that's what bothers you, that there was such a strong connection. And at the end of the day, this person didn't care how they made you feel. They care how you feel now, because look what you're creating. Look at your life. And it's again, your life is getting better. You're leaving them behind. That's why. It's because they didn't think that your life was going to be as good. So whatever you're doing, like, again, is making them say, oh, well, that would make me look good, too. That's a benefit for me, where you're like, but when you met me, you didn't believe in me. Yeah, this person still is going to come around before the winter is out. Before the winter is out. And, again, there's a deeper meaning that this person's, again, looking deeper into why they did what they did. Like there are a lot of hidden emotions. So this person never showed you, didn't want to show you. So the thing is, it's like they knew the connection. They didn't want to act on the connection because, again, of what you had. And so, of course, it would be embarrassing. Like that. And this person like stayed away because they thought that it would be like that they wanted you to react. They wanted you to react. But they also didn't want to be the person they didn't want to make it look obvious. And they also knew that it was a situation where they just wanted to provoke you. They wanted to provoke you, but in a way that it didn't look like it was obvious that that's what they were doing. So now that you didn't react to that, I feel like this person doesn't know what to do. They still have feelings for you, but they have a lot of different types of emotions. Like I said, there's still aggression there. There's still there's still a lot of passion there. And that's the thing, when a person has done wrong and has held back, and they assumed that you were going to act a certain way, and you still have feelings and passion, but they didn't do right by you. Like it's almost like this person, it creates a lot of unpredictable energy, is what Spirit is saying. So this person almost wants to come in and like provoke you, do something to get you to react. And so they're still not wanting to be transparent. And that's the issue. It's like, because there's still a very powerful connection here. But you got tired. You got tired of holding this connection together. And so what this person sees you now as like a shapeshifter, because what happened is that you're like, I'm tired. I'm tired of like being in this connection where you're not really being transparent, and you're not being transparent because you want me, but you don't want me enough to actually commit to me because I don't have enough. So my life doesn't look as good as what you would want your life to look as, or how your perception. Again, that maybe this person made a lot of money with their own business, or I feel for some that you were connected to someone that was actually in the stock market and they made a lot of money, but nevertheless, they made a lot of money. And so I feel like this person's used to getting what they want, and by being able to create illusions and lies and have people buy it so they get what they want, and then because the who's attached to them gets influenced by what they have. So here it is, they're only going to be with someone that also has a lot because it's going to make them look good. And that also might mean like the person might not even have a lot, they just need to look as if they have a lot. So by the car that the person drives, by the way that they dress, could be a person that actually doesn't have any money at all, but looks like they have money. It's just someone that is going to look, it's going to look better for them, which is so stupid. Like, because it's like, it's like, that's not like you're willing to throw away a connection. Like for that, it says all about this person, like how surface level they are, about how they don't have anything going on a deep level. So that's why those things are really important. So I feel like within it, like this person again, December and the winter months, it says it should like be actually happening now that you hear from this person. And it's like they're gonna want to come in and like, and they're gonna say healing, but it's like it's because there's still a strong relationship. It's like because there's like a lot of like sexual energy, but it's like there is like a love. So they're going to come in, they're going to claim that. But I feel like you have to be careful because it looks more like a contract to me, like an agreement. An agreement is like where a person like a contract is when you're connected to somebody that you wind up giving a lot to. They come in and they promise you everything that they think that you need and want, and they become that person too. But once they know that they have you hook, line, and sinker, like they like they've already like gotten themselves so entwined in your life that you can't get out of it. So if you're starting a business and you're creating a business, which is what this person is like, wow, I see the fruits of your labor. So it's like it's actually going to manifest. I want to be a part of that. I like now what you would make me look like. What Spirit is saying is the fact that they would come right on in and give you that, but they would be in your business, and you would be like, I don't know how to get them out of my business. Or again, it could be a home that you buy, it could be anything that you have acquired now that this person is saying, wow, I like that. It's like, so they're going to entwine themselves, and that is what makes it a contract, because they are a soulmate and there is love there. There is a telepathic connection. However, it's almost like this person like knows. And that's why I'm saying like you have to be careful, because like I said, now they're seeing you differently, and and what they're seeing they like. Again, now they it's almost like they got the information. So there was always a past life connection, but it's almost like the more that this person learns about you, the more that they're like, wow, this really it's like it's everything that I like. So in their mind, they really do like think, oh well, this is the best ever, but they didn't give to you, and that's why they're in a place of hopelessness, because it's like, well, why are they going to come in and they're saying, oh, I like everything that you have, but they're not going to offer anything. Like, I mean, they're hopeless because they don't know how to react, how to come about, like how to even get this connection. They were rebellious for too long. It's like the only way is like if you were going to be naive, I feel like you're not that person anymore. You're not. It's like you found yourself, and that when this person wants to come back into your life, you're very independent. You never needed them. So again, they're trying to like figure it out. They're trying to read the signs. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to, again, hoping maybe to see things from a new perspective. But it's like, no, because they still haven't taken the time to get to know you. And it's again, now they want to give it a try. But why do they want to give it a try? Because, oh, now your life looks good. But what does that have to do with them? Did they earn that? Did they earn that right? It's again you're gonna make them look good. It's like, again, they're coming again, saying it's soon, very likely. It's like I said, this person is coming very soon, and I know that it's like they want this connection. Do they think that it would work out? Yeah, there's a part of this person that thinks that it's very likely that you would give in to them. So again, they're insecure, they feel hopeless, but once they actually come back in and find their way to the new territory, it's like this is something that this person's never done before, come back into a person's life, especially after acting like this, but it doesn't mean that you would take this person back. I feel like they think that you would, but it's again and for some of you, like Spirit's saying, like by autumn, this person like would, from now until autumn. But it's happening to me where they're like that. Like it's again, for some of you, it's all over the place, because it's like this person is thinking about it every day. I feel like they're like, I'm gonna come now, and it says like within a few days, and then over here it says by autumn. And then over here, it's like they're finding their way now. And this is again, like it is now. So it's really on their mind. And I feel like it's at all different times. Like they're coming and they're trying to figure it out. It's like not going to be planned, is what Spirit says. It's like they're going to take the swift action. And the swift action is to come through, because they don't like being in this in between fate. So it's almost like a coin toss of whether or not you're going to take them back, because I feel like some days they're like you will take them back, and other days they're not. And that's why some days they're leaving today, and other days they're leaving in a few days, and then other times it's before the winter's out, and then others by the time by the time autumn comes, it's a done deal. It's like this person is figuring it out. And it's because they fouled up the connection so much. And there's a sense of you're leaving them behind. But I feel like they're coming back for like not really 100% the right reason. Yeah, like how you see it is that they already destroyed the connection. There's a part of this person that wants to rewrite history. But you already like, this person played a lot of mind games with you, and I feel like you're afraid that they would just do it again, because it's all about control. And it is all about control, because it's like your life is better. They see that it's going to be better. You're leaving them behind. Whatever they like chose instead of being with you clearly like isn't making them happy. It's not fulfilling them. So again, they might have, some of them might have chose to just be alone, thinking I'm going to be satisfied, and they've never really met anyone else that had that same connection. They were willing to just dispose of any connection that there were. Again, they left the connection in ruins. And so again, this is why they don't really know how to come back. But they're seeing everything that you have, but they wouldn't, unless they were benefiting, is my problem with this person. So they'll convince you that they really have feelings for you, and in their mind they really do, but they wouldn't have all these feelings if your life wasn't getting better. So that's the problem. And and that's what I don't like. It's like that this person, like I said, is like seeing that life is getting better for you. They're still not happy. And I want to just see pull some hidden truths. I have 2 decks of cards in here. Let's see. Really? Let me see. And that. Okay, seeing this deck is different than this deck. All right. So let's see. Like, I'm just curious. What are the hidden truths? I want to know because it's like, I feel like they're a little all over the place. And they're a little all over the place because it's almost like they waited too long to fix this. Your life is getting better. You're leaving them behind. You didn't react the way that they thought that you would, and they have to venture into uncharted territories. It's not like they don't have feelings for you, but I still see that they need to heal. We will be together again. This person is like, again, that's why they're actually going into the uncharted territories. um I replay our conversations over and over again, so it doesn't mean that you will. Again, a person remembers you for how much you did have feelings for them. You know, I'm so attracted to you. Remember, that's the catalyst of and that was all over the beginning of this reading. So it's like, I have passion. I'm still thinking about you. In their mind, they still have feelings. And now that your life looks better, well, now you're just the whole damn package. So you didn't stay put, you didn't stay connected. So what they know is that they have to, figure their way back out. And they know that the choice is really yours. It's a 50-50. It's coin toss. But they're willing to like come back because I feel, again, they're like, you're the whole package and that'll make me look really good. It's, again, they're imagining what their life could be with you. Now, understand, when we meet someone, a lot of times there's a little bit of that, but we take our time to get to know a person. The problem is that this person still didn't do any of that. They still, but in their mind, it's like the attraction is enough for them to be in fantasy world, what they actually feel like this is what the relationship really is. And that's not really what the relationship is. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. They're going to say, it wasn't my choice. I had this, I had that, I had the other. When really, I feel like they just didn't know what they wanted. And they also were like, well, you need to like prove it to me. I wish things could be different. So again, it's almost like this person wishes that, that you would talk to them. There's still a desire. You speak to me through music. So again, even if they try to forget you, it's almost like I feel like the guilt is there of how they treated you. Because again, your life is looking better. So, oh, what my life could have been. And so it's not that they don't feel bad, but understand why they feel so bad and why they're experiencing all the emotions that they're feeling. That's the problem I have with this person. I'm starting to understand our connection, and it's because, hey, in separation, but they disregarded this connection in the beginning. They saw you for, again, undermined you. They thought that it wasn't, you weren't, you, well, that, sorry about that, choking, that your life wasn't as good, wasn't going to make, they didn't understand it. Again, they didn't think that you were going to be successful. They didn't see the money from it. They thought that they could get someone better. When what they see is again, now that life is getting better for you, it's like, oh, again, but they want to like forget about how they treated you before. You came closer to me than anybody. Is again, be like where they were going to leave at that time. They were going to be with you at that time. But again, they have feelings. So it's like, I feel like they're just stuck in the past. I know I messed up everything. So it's like, and they're uncomfortable with that because it's like, I messed up everything. But it's like I said, I feel like this person is awakening to, again, who they always knew who you were. But again, your life did not look that good. And in their eyes, again, weren't going to like bring enough to the table. You didn't make them look good enough. They felt like, again, that where they were, that they could get better. Now, I feel like, ironically, I kind of feel like the tables have turned, where now you're on an upswing and the person this person is on a downward swing. And I feel that way because, again, just um, because I really care about being with someone that makes them look good. And when a person is happy in their life, they don't really feel the need to do that. They're already happy in their life. They have enough to give. So I'm like, show me, plays mind games, unhealthy patterns. So it's like, yeah, like they're in a low vibration. So as long as they are in a low vibration, where there was a lack of balance, there was a lack of perception, everything their way, like the ego was running the show. Well, they didn't put their time into anything. It's just like they kept playing the games over and over and over again. So it's like this person knows that they did do everything wrong. They haven't grown themselves. They haven't done anything. They've just played mind games over and over again and wanted to stay in their unhealthy attachments. So I don't even feel like them fixing this. It's like they say that they're going to, but when they come and fix it, there's still parts of this person that, you know, they need to heal. And they need to heal themselves because I feel like they've formed addictions and they've formed other unhealthy coping mechanisms. So to actually be in a healthy relationship, it's the everyday, it's the consistency every day of equal give and take, reciprocity is where the person shows up for you on an emotional level. This person can't do the consistent is what I see. So it's like, again, because the relationship will be good, and then for no apparent reason the person will go back into their unhealthy patterns and self-sabotage the connection. And the reason why is because they haven't taken the time to really A, heal, B, take the time to get to know you from a real way where they would actually feel bad that they would treat you that way. You know, if there's an intimacy issue and the person doesn't take the time, but they imagine in their mind what you are just through, like, again, the fact that they're very attracted to you, well, you're never going to meet up to their standards in their mind, because the person that they created in their mind is not you. That person in their mind is all about being in the bedroom 24/7 and like maybe just doing like whatever is how their energy is going to benefit them. So, oh, you have a business, now they see themselves like helping themselves to whatever's going on in the business, that people perceive them through whatever it is that you're doing. That's what the problem is. It's like, so in their mind, do they think that they love you? Yes, because it's, again, they're not fully grounded. They love what they see. They still feel, oh, well, there's still a connection because, hey, they didn't learn the spiritual lesson. They didn't do anything. They know that they messed up everything, but did they come back and fix it? It's like, no, their way would be, I'm trying to figure it out. And my way is, again, I'm going to come back and I'm going to help you, but you don't need their help. So it's, again, like where that the person doesn't really know how to heal the connection. They don't know how. And what I see is that they're still in a very low, again, emotional immaturity. It's, again, King of Cups. And that's all like what I saw like throughout this connection was a lot of emotional manipulation. And where emotional manipulation of, I don't really think that you're that good either. I would think, like, again, that's also psychological to make you feel as if you were less than. And the fact that you never swayed from yourself is, again, of course, it's like that's why this person is like, wow. But being that they haven't taken the time, again, to get to know you, they would always go back to what's comfortable. And what's comfortable are the unhealthy patterns. And it was all due to their lack of perception, really. So, I mean, will they try and come back? Yes, but not for the right reasons. So, again, will they believe that they love? Yeah, they'll believe and they'll really try and convince you. But what Spirit's saying is, it's like the person hasn't done any work on themselves. Understand there's a catalyst. Being with you makes them look better. It's like because of whatever is going on in your life. So Spirit says you have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? What are you supposed to learn? Because you'll have the opportunity to be with them, but it's that it wouldn't be a wise idea. Because if you're creating, you're in the creative mind. You're not in the survival mind. And having to look over your shoulder because this person likes what's going on in your life, but they haven't taken the time to get to know you, and they will go back into their old patterns, whatever that is, which I just feel like is anything codependent, where it could again be like, I'm not really the committal type. It's like I like to do what I want to do. I come in and out of your life. The devil energy is that. It's like this very indulgent energy, and it's ruled by like the passion but without the real unconditional love which holds respect. So Spirit says again, like we have to like pull from your inner child cards and like inner child wounds to actually see why certain things played out the way that they have played out. So the first card out is support. You're a mirror of whom what comes into your life, right? You're a magnet of whom what comes into your life. So what is Spirit supposed to be teaching you? Why would you attract a person into your life that played all these games? Like what affected you? And what affected you was that there was a lack of support and you felt neglected. There was neglect. So that could be emotional neglect. It could be psychological neglect. So it's whatever, again, experience created an imprint on your mind. So that neglect, I just feel like a lot of times, most of the time, we see it as emotionally. The support wasn't there. And then neglect. I needed somebody. So what'll happen is you'll attract avoidant people. People that literally cannot show up for you. And it's because, hey, there wasn't support. That was the imprint. Like my needs didn't matter. They were neglected. Again, and it kind of ruined the innocence of the connection. Like when we're children, we think that our parents are perfect. We think that everyone's perfect, but we learn right away that no one's perfect. So like it's again, we have to make our own perfect in life. Again, trauma, especially if we grew up in trauma. And trauma that's psychological, emotional. And so if you grew up with in an alcoholic family, maybe you weren't abused, but maybe you watched abuse. So you inherited that trauma, or you actually lived in the environment where there was a lot of trauma, and that could be growing up with a narcissistic parent that couldn't show you love. They neglected you. Again, you're an extension of me, which is exactly what this person was like. You're an extension of me, and I don't like the job that you have. So I'm not gonna give you. I'm gonna give to other people. It's like I didn't think you were worth anything then. But now I see that hey, life is opening up here. Like what's going on here? I can see that. So it's like again the trauma. But when you grow up in trauma as a child, you have a very good connection to the source, spirit, because the child that survives thrives. How does the child survive? It's again, how do they thrive later on? Well, they survive through, again, going inward. Again, by checking out, by disassociating, by detaching. It's like they couldn't run away. It's like, but again, survive through the psychic realm. You went inside. Where is the kingdom of heaven? It's inside of you. Where is spirit? Inside of you. Where is the higher self? Inside of you. So Spirit saying, so you had a very good connection to source because it was the only way that you could escape. So we understand the innocent was still gone, because now we're coming from a place of survival. again, we're taught that I'm not safe. I'm not, again, I'm neglected without support. That means I got to figure out everything on my own as a child. And it also means, again, figuring out, but Spirit said, but you know how to cleanse yourself. You know how to like recreate yourself. Yeah, this person did, like you did grow up in trauma, again, in that trauma of not being neglected, being emotionally neglected, but you're very like an empath. Empaths have a strong connection to source because children, again, they're not in the logical, analytical mind, they're in the feely mind. And when they don't feel safe, they tap into their senses. And the connection to source is through their senses, through their psychic senses, the higher self. And so Spirit's saying it's like you, as an empath, you're able to cleanse other people's energy and make them feel better. Like, again, you have natural born healer energy, which is why this person, again, undervalued you. Because, again, like coming from the ego, it's all about bling bling. It's not about what you do for other people. Didn't realize that when you do for other people, you get graced, and the universe gives you back, and it gives you back tenfold because it's again, you did it through, again, just the act of love. But that's how you cleansed yourself. You cleanse yourself by continuing on your path of creating yourself, feeling the trauma of not being supported by what you loved. Again, so, and this was my passion, and because I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I was neglected. And really, it ruined the innocence of what I was doing. Again, like, so there was a bad energy, and Spirit says, but source, like, wound up, again, you had to go through that experience again of having people not believe you, so not believe in you, not see your worth, project their bull crap onto you. And Spirit says, but you went through the experience again and you listened to yourself. The whole point was to see yourself different, to manifest something different. See, where when you were a child, you didn't have support. So I feel like you weren't as consistent. And that's because you had to survive. But here it is. It's like this person triggered your trauma, because that did happen. I like of not having support, not having people cheer you on, not having people believe in you, not people having judgment over you. You don't make enough money. You don't look this way. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. It's again on what's not. Where the Spirit said, oh, you had to go inside yourself. Again, the connection to source inside of yourself, because that's where Spirit is. And listen, this is what I want. Come from the higher self, which is this really what I want to do? And Spirit said, you didn't abandon yourself. You had to give yourself the support. You had to make sure that you didn't neglect yourself. That was cleansing, and you were rewarded. And that's what this person sees. The rewards are starting to manifest, and your life is changing. And they're like, well, I'd like some of that. We had a connection. We had a connection. Now they're going to be like, we have a connection. Of course, yeah, because life is going good. Life is getting only better for you. So, of course, now they're like that, where Spirit says, well, Source got involved, but it was all about helping you heal your own trauma. Where Spirit says, parents might have not been there for you. They didn't give you the support. They neglected you. And this person too. But Spirit says, but I'm your father also. The universe is also mother and father, So, and we love you more than anything. So we're going to give you everything what you need to success, which is a big FU to those people that, thought that you weren't enough. That people, again, were like, well, I don't really think that you got it in you. I don't really think, again, they projected their nonsense on to you, which is why the universe said, oh, no, I'm going to display my glory through this person, so that it's going to humble all these other people. And that's what this person sees, is like, wow, look like what you're creating for yourself. Look how good your life looks. You're looking good. I like this. I can see myself now. And Spirit says, not anymore. You abandoned this me. Again, you abandoned the situation. They ruined the situation, but in their mind, they're like, I still have a chance. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and convince you. Like I said, they're going to try and convince you. I say, don't take this person back. However, you have free will. You have free will. But Spirit's saying, you're going to get better situations anyway. Because when the path unfolds for you, which is happening now, well, Spirit says, I'm going to bring in all different types of people and situations and experiences, ones that transcend the limitations of your own mind, but you believe that you can have. Being connected to this person, they keep you down because of what are they doing? What did they do? They didn't do anything to help them. So Spirit says, again, fierce strength. You showed fierce strength. This person didn't show any fierce strength. They say you don't need to raise your voice to be powerful. Your actions spoke louder than words. And that's the thing. People misjudged you. You didn't say a word. You did what you needed to do. They didn't believe in you. And so again, everyone's like seeing that takes strength to go against a bunch of people that don't believe in you, that are not supporting you, that not, again, but you were challenged. And the Spirit said it was all about you being on your soul's calling and listening to that, listening to your own higher self, like, and you aligned your actions with your values, and where this person didn't. Again, you were coming from a high vibrational frequency, because that's what happens when you align your actions and your values. And your values are like, again, to be the energy of love means that you're fair to everybody. This person wasn't that. It's like this person was always in search for somebody else, for something else. It's like, because you weren't looking for anyone to fulfill you. You weren't looking for that. You didn't think that you were inadequate. This person thought you were inadequate. You didn't see that. And the Spirit says, bravo. You know, people will try and make you perceive that there's something wrong with you. And then you'll live from that level of consciousness. And I think you did a little when you were younger. But now it was, again, to be able to go through a similar situation and see yourself different. This person was supposed to love you. They were supposed to give you support. That's why there was a connection. They didn't do that. They awoke in certain wounds within inside of you, would help you to cleanse and to really to help you take the leap of faith into a different directions. Take a bold step, even if it's the path is not fully visible. Risks are rewarding, and that's what it is. You will you can either stay here in what's safe, what's comfortable, which again will make me abandon myself, make me not value myself, not believe in myself. And you said, no, I'm going to take the leap of faith and choose myself. And the Spirit says, that's exactly what I wanted to see. And then you meet the people that are actually supposed to be in your life. Again, your tribe, and Spirit saying that it's like you're on your soul's path. You're on your, it's all like, it's the way that you actually say, well, what am I supposed to do with this situation? And Spirit says, when you're on your path, the universe is bringing you different people and situations and experiences that are helping you heal. So you may not be able to heal this person, but forgive this person right away because you're not 100% healed. That's their karma. But Spirit says that as you're on your path, you rise above it. And you rise above it because as you raise your consciousness, because you're actually living your path on your soul's calling, the path unfolds for you. You're actually seeing yourself differently. Your life is becoming better and better and better because you're becoming more and more and more evolved back into your true self, which is just the energy of unconditional love, that you're able to see the situation from a new perception. When we elevate our perception, it just means that we're looking through the situation through unconditional love, which is I can look at you without judgment because you're not healed. I'm healed. Look at my life. I just created heaven on earth for me. Again, Spirit says you're making things happen. That's what's getting this person's, it's getting you're getting this person's attention because they're like, look at like what you're doing. Like, look at all this attention. Look at how good your life is going to be. Again, and they weren't with you in the beginning because of that, the irony. So it's like the Spirit saying, they're trying to be with someone that helps them to obtain what you already created, Spirit says. So there's a belief that they can't have it. So you have to rise above and say, well, I did create it. So I am the energy of unconditional love, and I can forgive you because maybe for a long time I felt like I couldn't create it either. But the sad thing is, you really feel like you need someone outside of you to obtain it, and I don't. So that's, again, this person's karma because, again, they had the opportunity. They chose to not. And that's just because God says, well, I had to hide who you truly were. The universe says, I'm not going to expose you. This person was never coming from a genuine perception. Again, they're looking for someone to help them to look better. Spirit said, of course that. So I had to hide that. I showed them the difficult parts of you manifesting that every day you're getting your hands dirty, you're putting in a lot of energy, and that you're not getting that much dinero, you're not getting that much money, not getting that much feedback. So this is what this person was looking at. Not going to happen. Where that's why Spirit said when they turned their back and they got all cocky, well, that's when I decided to work my magic and come in and do everything behind the scenes. So now again, you're looking quite good, but they already ruined the relationship. And Spirit said that's because, again, they were looking to only benefit themselves. They had judgment. They projected. They did a lot of stuff. And by you looking at and say, wow, you projected your inadequacies onto me, that to the fact that you don't even try to create yourself. I followed my dream. Did I know what I was doing? No, but it's like I figured it out. I found my calling, my soul's calling. It's like that's, so I'm fulfilled. I'm in the energy of unconditioned love. Look what you're doing. So again, no, you didn't understand it. But Spirit said I had to hide that because they're shady. I wanted to teach them a lesson. And so Spirit leaves it off with return to the heart. Breathe light and stick to the essentials for your soul, the present moment. Calm your thoughts, focus on your heart, and find space to be where your light and greatness are. Find peace and inner silence. So it's again that about loving yourself. Returning to the heart is actually to be able to forgive unconditionally. Understand our heart is all about giving and receive of love through your free will. Whatever you choose, that's what you're doing. Raising your consciousness to help cleanse the perceptions of, again, the way that you saw this. Again, this person can only see you through their level of consciousness, that they're not healed. So Spirit's saying to get back to a place of unconditional love by forgiving, which a lot of times is not easy to do until you, again, elevate, and see, well, my life is great. I don't really care what you did. You know what I mean? Because I just won the lotto and I'm going to be on TV and I'm traveling around the world. So I don't really care. You're coming in here with, you're sorry. Well, again, I can apologize. I can accept your apology because you didn't ruin me. You didn't affect me. I didn't listen to you. You didn't believe in me. And that's why you didn't give to me. And I didn't try and convince you, which is what you thought that I would do. I put the energy into myself. Now you see it, but you weren't there while I was in that. And so that's why this person gets to eat the karma. But you can say, well, I can forgive you because really you needed me to be something that you can't even do for yourself. That's why, again, you needed me to make you look a certain way. That's why you didn't accept it. acceptance, Spirit says. So we have to come to a place of acceptance, and that's not the easiest thing to do, especially when we're dealing with a person like this, where again they had perceptions, but Spirit says you have to accept every step that life presents to you without resistance. Try to find out what the universe was trying to teach you so that you could grow. And that if you advance into the path of freedom, and of light to get back to a place of unconditional love, that this person didn't believe in you. And maybe there was parts of you that was like, I don't really believe as much in myself. But didn't mean that you didn't do it. Your mustard seed worth of effort, which is just showing up every day, showed that you believed, even though that this person. So the challenge was that, where Spirit's saying that you weren't confident. So no one can make you lose what's yours. No one can take what's yours. The universe says you would have done that by not believing in yourself, by saying, well, I'm connected to this person. This person needs me to look a certain way. So becoming that way, and not where you were like, no. And maybe at one time when you were younger, like Spirit said, it's not that you gave up 100% who you were, but you toned it down because of parents and school and other things. It was like, that's not important. You're never going to be a musician. Just cut it out. Study your math. I mean, again, whatever was told to you, which was like, I had to give up my dream. I suppressed who I was, and because they didn't believe in me. And Spirit says, yeah, but you get a second chance. And you did what you do believe, and now the fruits of it are paying off. And now everyone that didn't believe in you are going to feel sorry because they didn't see it. Thank you. I look fabulous. Thank you. God, it didn't. Yeah, I decided just not to do a background today. Okay, so what I say? Hello, looking forward to your reading. Okay, are any of us at risk for being stalked? Are we being watched on social media? I feel like people, again, like when you're attached to a karmic, it means that the person's not being real with you, but it means that they also have feelings and connections. So, yeah, stalk, just different variations of stalking. We have some people that stalk every hour on the hour, and we have stalkers that just show up periodically. But nevertheless, they try to keep tabs. So what is this? Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Thank you from India, and a catalyst for change. Well, it's true. Like, that's what relationships are. I'm so glad, Amy, that you liked the reading today. And Tarot T and everyone else, I appreciate you all. Remember, anything of any importance, by the way, is in the description box. I never say. I forget sometimes. I have to figure out what the word of the video is. I forgot. I'm going to have to go back and rewind the video to like figure it out, or go and look in here. Oh, it's magical realism. I think I'm not really quite sure. It could be it's unstructured. You have to find it. I forget. But the word of the video will be in the comment bar. And also, if you're someone that's in need of coaching, life coaching, I do shadow healing coaching, inner child healing, reparenting, and life coaching, obviously, because how you heal is always through your soul's path and stuff like that. So again, keep it in mind, and I'll be on later. I love you guys. Thanks for sharing your energy with me today. And if you haven't given the video a like, give it a like, comment. I love your comments. I love your love. That's what it's about, right? It's all about love. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.